Okay, so um, basically taking a look at the post-processing effect that I'm building for the film, having a little bit of issues with some of the parts where you can see some kind of dancing around. I'm not sure exactly what's causing that. Probably the ray tracing. It's like bouncing off a lot of light, or there's some kind of grain or something. But I am particularly proud of the little cross hatching and painterly type of effect that it's giving. If you look in the background, you can see some outlines. It's not 100% cell shaded. It's not cell shaded at all, but I can still see the underlying buildings and structures without killing the effect, without making it too cartoony, basically. Because I'm not looking for cartoony, but I am looking for a slight crosshatch effect. And I think for the most part, I have done it. I'm not sure. I may have to tweak a little bit more. I mean, look at those edges there. Um, Looks pretty solid. I mean, looks pretty decent. I think. I'm not sure. Let me hit pause real quick and show you basically, because I mean, this is basically what the thing looks like with the post-processing effect. And if I turn it off, let me see here. That's basically what the original looks like. And actually, the original itself also has that dancing effect. So it's probably like a lighting effect that I have in there somewhere. But this is in fact the original unmodified file. It looks like a video game. It looks pretty blah. So the idea is so that once I actually start producing my scenes, which hopefully I'll start next week at some point, I'll be able to apply my post-processing effect to the environments to make them look more cartoony, more painterly, more ideally, what I want is for my backgrounds to look a little bit closer to the backgrounds used in Spider-Man's Into the Spider-Verse movie, where it has a slight comic book look to it. But the point is that we're trying to achieve something that hasn't really been done since the late 90s, early 2000s by movies created by Disney and DreamWorks and such. Um, and they used to paint all this stuff by hand. And right now, this is a live post processing effect that I'm applying to this 3D model, and it's being rendered in real time. I'll run the simulation here, or the game, whatever you want to call it. And I'm just going to zoom in. Look at that, the little cross hatching on the shadows, little cross hatching up there, outlines around the items. I think it looks nice. I mean, to be honest, I mean, if my backgrounds look like this, I'm not going to be disappointed. But I would like to make the colors a little bit more vibrant, while at the same time more pastel-ish. I do want to achieve a little bit closer to a traditional background look. But I mean, this, I'm actually impressed. I mean, so far so good, and if this is the best I can get, I am not going to complain. I mean, look at that cross hatching on the shadows right there. It's freaking awesome. And this is what my scene looks like. If I can, I don't have the ability to move around apparently. Let's see here. Oh, that's why my camera for the scene, since this is the main scene that's going to be used for the first scene in the film, I already have the virtual camera set up, so it's expecting the Vive tracker and the virtual production stuff. Let me temporarily delete that and see what happens. Okay, so now I can free control this camera here. So this is what it looks like with a basic drag and drop. I'm not too fond of those colors. There's some funky stuff going on there, but the the cross hatching and all that stuff is there. So there it is nice. I think some adjustments with bloom and stuff like that will probably fix that. I'm not sure what it is that it's going to take to fix that. But the element is there, so I think I'm close. This could just be that I need to rebuild my lighting, but I basically just dragged and dropped the post-process effect into this scene just to see what would happen. And you can see there's like some kind of bloom and lens flare effect happening right there. But I'm gonna have to do something about these color anomalies. But I think I'm getting somewhere. And if all it takes is a few minor adjustments, then that's gonna be pretty damn awesome. I wish I had my virtual camera here so I could test it in real time with the virtual camera. But we'll have to try that again next week at some point. Okay, so I tweaked a little bit the settings, and this is kind of what it looks like right now, which is not that bad. I mean, this tells me that adjusting to the scene is going to be fairly easy. So for the most part, I have a decent look that I'm trying to go for. Like I said, I would like for the scene to be a little bit brighter, maybe more pastel-ish in colors, but if this is what I end up with, I'm not going to complain. Let's take a look at the scene inside of the game editor here. I gotta remove this camera. Alright, so I should be able to control. So you can see the outlines around objects. It's not getting rid of the object underneath, so it's not cell shading. It's not trying to replace the object. It's just enhancing it, It's making use of those colors underneath. So I have that outline. And then there's the subtle cross-hatching that takes place in the darker regions. Look at those windows up there. You can see the cross-hatching that has been added to the windows. As you can see that little cloud over there, there's no cross-hatching. The lighter the clouds get, but where there's blue, there's little cross-hatching. So it's a really nice subtle effect, very comic book-ish looking. I'm really happy with the way it's turning out. I think it's gonna be a really, really nice effect. It'll kind of help in making it, getting rid of that video game asset look. Because I mean, I don't want it to look like that plasticky 3D stuff, and I definitely don't want it to look photorealistic, because ultimately this is a 2D animated film. So if I can get the 3D environments to look 2D-ish, I think I'll be in good shape. So this is good results. I like what I'm seeing so far.